Better indeed is knowledge than the practice of concentration. Better than knowledge is meditation. Better than meditation is a renunciation of the fruit of action. On renunciation follows immediately peace. Shri Krishna tells Arjuna that knowledge is better than the practice of concentration. But in the Shankar Bhashya, Srimad Adi Shankaracharya says that by knowledge Shri Krishna means indirect information, and is therefore saying that indirect information is better than constant practice without having any understanding. Parokshaya Gnan. Shri Krishna then says that meditation of the Supreme Soul is better than indirect information. Shri Krishna then says that the renunciation of the fruit of action is better than meditation because renunciation immediately leads to peace. Shri Krishna uses the words anantaram, meaning immediately. When one renounces the fruit of action, then they immediately get peace. Immediately. This is because all the turbulences are created by the expectations of fruits. The moment when you give up expectations of the fruits of action, then there is only peace and there is no question of turbulence. Therefore, the Lord has showed us these grades. From the 13th verse, which we will cover in the next talk, 100th talk on the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord begins a very beautiful description. Great saints explain this in a very nice way, that performing bhakti devotion means to become married with God. Bhakti devotion is an intellectual marriage with God. You become married with God. If you wish to marry God, then you should look at each other's families and look at each other's qualities. How many qualities are there? Those who have young daughters or sons will know that when a marriage partners are chosen, then they go to look at each other's kundli, the birth signs, to see if they match. Kundli birth signs matching involves putting kundli, the birth signs of two people on the same platform, evaluating their different aspects, and then comparing the qualities of both with one another to draw a prediction regarding their compatibility. Families meet an astrologer and provide the astrologer with the kundli, the birth signs of both the prospective bride and the groom. After a kundli matching process is carried out by the astrologer, most precisely, kundli matching can be defined as an eightfold Vedic process with which the probable compatibility and understanding are drawn out, and the chances of a successful marriage relationship between the two specific persons is predicted. In this eightfold process, astrologers consider the positioning of the moon in both the kundlis, and accordingly draws out scores for the 8 different aspects which are considered to hold a certain significance and a certain influence in making or breaking the chances of success in a marriage relationship. Varan, Vasya, Tara, Yoni, Grametri, Gan, Pakut and Nadi are the 8 descriptions. Each of them holds certain limited points of their own, and points of all of them make a total of 36. The kundli birth signs matching score of less than 18 is considered as unfavorable, where the two people involved should avoid getting married to one another. A kundli birth signs matching a score of more than 18 is considered as favorable, and everybody gets happy, and the more it goes up on the scale, the 36, the more it is considerable as favorable towards a successful married relationship. In terms of marriages, we are people who pass at 50%, and this will suffice. But if one wishes to marry God, then they must get 36 out of the 36 matches in points. What are these 36 points? There are 36 qualities described by the Supreme Soul in the 7 verses from the 30th to the 19th verse of the 12th chapter of the Gita Ji. One who wishes to become one form with God and one who wishes to perform true bhakti devotion should have these 36 qualities. If I were to say it from another meaning, then in all of the verses of the 12th chapter, God showed what the principles are. For example, what should do with the mind, or what should do with the thoughts of God, and what should give the mind and the intellect to God. All of these are principles that God gave. But we may then ask God, how can all of this be done practically? How can one give the mind to God? How can one give the intellect to God? God has said the theory and the practical practice is set out in the 7th verses from the 13th to the 19th verse of this 12th chapter of Gita. In these verses, God shows us how to become one with Him, what qualities one has to bring in to bhakti devotion, and more of these qualities that come to a person, then the more that the person gets closer to the Supreme Soul. Over and over again, God keeps saying that Yomad Bhakta Samay Priya, one who is dear to me comes to me. God also keeps saying that Mukto Yayascha Ma Priya, those who are dear to me become liberated. Therefore, we will now look at the qualities that make God like a person. These are the qualities upon gaining which we operate on the same level of frequency with the Supreme Soul. God begins the description of these qualities from the 13th verse.